band and you had 5 minutes with her. I mean, she was really great. And then I went to her circus tour, but I just, I get so infuriated now. I have such hatred towards the whole Free Britney movement. And now I just worry so much about her.
You don't
I just
think she's okay?
No, I don't. And I think what did freeing her with Free Britney? Now, were there some parts of that conservatorship that were absolutely taking advantage of her? 100%. But what do we think is going to be the future for her now?
The Britney army is going to come for you today, my girl.
I don't give a rip. I'm so over it.
Know.
It's so stupid. It's so dumb. These people petition for something they
come.
don't even know her inner workings of her life. And now
she's been acting strange. I mean, just like this whole, did you see like she was with all the guys and she's like, she's trying to prove that she's just fine. But I do
and
feel
that guy friend. So now they're saying, oh, it's a guy friend or whatever, licked her boot and then like basically smelled her butthole. I mean, and she is hanging out with, it's like, I don't know. I feel so, I'm like, how do we know these men are not taking advantage of her physically, mentally, sexually? I mean, it's just like, you cannot tell me that people think she's okay.
I mean, I think anyone like, God, I just goes back to this. I say it all the time, but I have to say it again. Don't get married. Don't. Like, why? Like, you don't think there's any chance that this person, I don't care how much money they have or how little money they have less than you by a lot. Let's start with that fact. You don't think maybe, just a maybe, when they fall in love with you and date you and buy you a ring, I don't care how big the ring is, you don't think maybe they want some money from you? Yes, 100% of the time. I have another friend. I'm not going to mention who it is. It's someone that we all know who is wealthy, who dated someone who said like, oh yeah, the guy basically like blackmailed me for money. It's someone in the public eye. And I'm like, of course he did. Of course he did. Everyone knows you have a ton of money. This is how it works. So I don't know. I just don't know. Are there some people that fall in love with someone with a ton of money with truly altruistic goals? Sure. But somewhere along the way, when you're on your 5th private jet, I think what you started with starts to get all mingled. I don't know. This guy wants her money. Shocker.
Well, they supposedly have an ironclad prenup. He's not going to get much. But then there is this whole thing of, what are you going to pay to keep him quiet? I mean,
that's what he keeps saying, that he knows
he's been there
bodies
for 6 years. Yeah. And I mean, it's not a pretty picture. Even Kevin Federline, who I'm sure got paid to do a tell-all with the Daily Mail and then begged them. And they, in the end, did not publish everything that was really said because he thought it would be just so damaging to her. I mean, we know it just, I just cannot believe that people I don't know. It's just, people are fucking morons. I swear to God, they really are. It is so sad. You think that the future for her now is going to be better? I looked at that video. That was so sad. I mean, this woman is 41 years old. We are the same age. She has 2 beautiful sons that now live in Hawaii with Kevin, who she doesn't speak to. I mean, you think that this is going to go well? Her hanging out with these guys. I mean, maybe they have the best of intentions and they've been friends with her for a long time and they're taking good care of her and everything was fun, but you think the next round are going to? It is so disturbing to see these pictures over and over. Supposedly Jamie Lynn, her sister, and her mom are back in the picture. I mean, they have no control over her because the conservatorship is over. So there's nothing, I mean, they can suggest to her that
listen, when you were in a conservatorship and now you're not, I think imagine if you were in a conservatorship until like 39, you would be on a wild, like, okay, fine. Like, she did just speak out and say, I'm shocked, that she was shocked about the divorce, the announcement. But
that goes to show you where her mental health is. You're not shocked. I mean, apparently he was taking off for weeks at a time. I mean,
an affair.
I don't think this man, I'm not giving him a ton of credit. I don't know him. Maybe he's a complete asshole as well. But I mean, they were together and dating on and off for 6 years. I mean, I think he cared about her at some point.
I don't know.
Could anybody take that? I mean, seen the video. I get so wound. She's another, to me, what's so sad is she is like on the level of Michael Jackson, of Beyonce, of Taylor. She should be living her life like Taylor Swift is, in this amazing moment where she's taking in the love from the audience. And she is one of the greatest performers. And I'm just like, God, this is not like, how is this going to end in a positive way? So sad. Like no one else feels this way. I don't know.
You know what also is sad for me? No, I mean, I get it. You know, apparently Rachel, you could tell she wants to come on the page. I'm like, honey, if you come on the Patreon again, you got to talk about Bravo. You know what is also shocking is that we are well into the season of RHONJ. And this whole thing of like, how is this going to work with like old school Teresa and Melissa just not speaking to each other? Well, that's how it's working. I mean, we are filming. We have scenes where pictures are immersing, where Louis's back is just towards Melissa, standing right there. You know, Jennifer and Teresa did not go to Joe Gorga's birthday party. You know, look, we've done it before with Jacqueline, Laurita, and Kathy. And you know, Teresa has filmed seasons where nobody was speaking to her except one person. Danielle Cabral, I think, is in the middle. There's a lot of talk that she jumps ship and she's now with like Jackie and Margaret and all those people. I don't think that's the case. I just think granted, if she has more people to film with on that side. I think Danielle Cabral will do whatever she has to stay on the show. We're filming with these people speaking. They still haven't spoken, Teresa and Melissa. They have not spoken. There are scenes they are in together, kind of like Tom and Ariana. So is this just the new world that we can stay on shows together and just not film with our mortal enemy? I could tell you Teresa and Melissa hate each other as much as Tom and Ariana do. Sure.
That's a good question. That's a great question. I think
it's happening on 2 major Bravo shows right now.
Well, I think with Melissa and Teresa, it's not that shocking because what we found out in the past year is really for 10 years, they haven't really been a family. They haven't,
they hate each other.
It sounds like even, you know, Joe Gorga may have only visited Teresa once or something the entire time she was in jail. You know, they don't like, you know, Joe Giudice, although there was that video where Joe Gorga's reunited with him briefly at Atlantis in the Bahamas. I mean, they haven't liked each other for a while. So I don't think it's a stretch for the two of them to film, whether they're filming or not filming. Now, Louis in the mix is interesting to me. You have far more scoop than I do. But I mean, did Louis and Paulie, who of course is Dolores's boyfriend, did they get into a physical fight? Did they almost come to blows? Am I reading that right?
Or what's Paulie, John Fuda, and Paulie, we now found out was sticking up for Louis.
Oh, okay. That's it. Okay. Thank you.
So, because last at the reunion, if you remember, it ended where basically John Fuda was saying to Louis, like, you had my, you know, you had me investigated and my ex-wife and all of that, you know, the one who's like, it was on drugs and in jail. So that is picked up kind of like right where we've left off, you know? So look, I don't think they